Hello and welcome to another Starcraft 2 beta commentary. My name is Witty and I will be guiding you through this 1v1 played on the map Scrap Station. It's between a Drafter as the red Terran and Hayley as the blue Zerg. Now this map is interesting for a couple of points. You have this interesting part here where there's a huge gap, but the bases are quite close together. This allows air to be quite dominant in a game like this, especially because it takes a while to get to your enemy. You have to go all the way around here and then back up to here. There is a shorter cut route, but that's through destructible rock, so that takes a while before you can get through there. So that's not really that viable. Here we can see Hayley is going to be looking to see if there's anything interesting going down in the drafter's base. He spotted the factory, so he can pretty much assume that a starport is going to be being made very shortly afterwards. And that's definitely walled in quite nicely, so it's certainly not worth putting much pressure on with the Zerglings. Otherwise you're just going to lose a lot to that one Marine, because you can quite comfortably sit there and kill all the Zerglings before they can really do any damage, because the walls, Zerglings ain't going to be doing much damage to buildings. So you only even need one Marine. That's how safe Terran can be. They only need one Marine to sit behind their buildings and that's it. Job done. So it's a little messed up that, but that's the way the game goes. So here we can see Hayley has got himself an expansion. It's pretty safe to get yourself an expansion on this map because, like I said earlier, it takes a while to get to your enemy's base, and the expansion is right outside the natural. So it's quite reasonable. Here we can see, ooh, Hellions are up. This is not good news for the Zerglings. They can't really afford to run away because they're just going to be getting picked off. So Hayley's just got to do what he can do against these Hellions and try and get some damage out on them. If he runs away, it makes it even easier for the Hellions to pick him off, because then all the Zerglings are going to be in a little line, and Hellions do damage through a cone of fire, basically a line of fire. Now we can see earlier what happened is the barracks and the factory both got lifted up and swapped places. This allows the barracks to make any units like Marauders, Reapers and later Ghosts if a Ghost Academy is built, and the factory to make basically the best units against Zerglings, which would be Hellions. Which is, as far as Drafter knows, all that Hayley is probably going to have at this point. So Hellions are a good bet. So the reactor core allows him to build two at the same time. That was most likely his intention. So yes, that was a good move so far by Drafter. He's got himself a command center, as we can see, being built. He's going to be lifting that up and into his natural expansion. He doesn't even have to build it as a natural expansion. Here we can see Drafter is trying to pick up a couple of Zerglings, which is a good move again, because Zerg is very macro intensive. You need to be paying a lot of attention to what's going on outside of just your units. But with this speed upgrade that Hayley has got in his Zerglings, he actually managed to outmaneuver and outrun the Hellions, causing Drafter to get surrounded by these little Zerglings. That allowed the Zerglings to take very little damage, because Drafter could only really attack one Zergling at a time when they were completely surrounding his Hellions. So that was a very nice move by Hayley. I think that's something he did. He lifted off. He got himself a metabolic boost, which increases Zergling speed by 20% as soon as he saw the Hellions. So you know that's what this game is all about. It's all about reacting to whatever your opponent has got. As we can see, a scanner sweep has gone down on Hayley's base. That means that Drafter would have seen the spire that's being made and almost complete. So Drafter is going to know that he's going to need some Vikings at this point, because obviously at some point in the near future he's going to be dealing with a lot of Mutalisks. That's what the Thespian gas is usually saved for. You get yourself a lot of Zerglings to start with, get yourself an expansion. Once your minerals start building up close to what your Thespian gas is, that's when you start to make like 5 to 6 mutas all in one go. Thanks to the Queen's Spawn Lava ability. It's pretty neat. As you can see, I'm assuming at some point, I'll have to check on that again, but a ton of mutas are going to be getting, oh no, it's in his main, lots of mutas are going to be built there. So yes, Drafter is going to need some sort of anti-air, and he's dealing with that by building himself an engineering bay, which allows him to make these missile turrets, which have been buffed in a recent patch to do a lot more damage versus Mutalisks. So providing he can get enough missile turrets, and with these few Marines to help out, Mutalisks should not be much of a problem to Drafter at this point in the game. So that's going to backfire a bit for Hayley, because he won't be able to do too much with these Mutalisks. As we can see, with more missile turrets being built at a Drafter's expansion, So yeah, that's going to be quite safe from any Mutalisk harass as well. Not to mention he's got Vikings to help deal with the Mutas. So let's speed up the gameplay, because right now it seems a bit quiet, not much is going on. Oh, I think there's going to be an attack going down. I'll slow that down to normal speed. Yep, the Mutas are seeing what they can do against the Marines, being tempted to try and pick up a few Marines because they're light HP units. But it's not really worth it when you've got 2 missile turrets, 3 Vikings in the back, and also the Marines attacking your Mutas. You're definitely going to come off worst if you're controlling those Mutalisks. So yeah, good move to send them back, because you can't really do too much with them. Obviously the next step is to have a check on the expansion, because you have to assume that there's going to be an expansion made at some point. Which there is. At 4 missile turrets means that those Mutas are most likely going to run away at some point. Take out 1. It looks like he can actually sneak away with that. That's interesting. I would have thought that missile turret could just about reach, but I think Hayley, what he's doing is every time he attacks, he moves those Mutalisks back just a teensy bit, just so that he can stop his Mutas from getting hit by any missile turrets. The Planetary Fortress is good against like little Zerglings and stuff like that. Obviously, Hayley could send in to harass the SCVs, so that deals with the ground, but it cannot attack air. Now a missile turret is up, so the SCVs work together, they repair each other whilst building the missile turret. So Hayley's going to be making a move to the main. Oh, look at that! The 2 supply depots are down! This means he could do some awesome damage potentially. But then again, Stimpack is being used, and that's a very cushy position by Drafter. He's sort of bunkered in by his unit, his buildings, sort of like blocked in. So if Banelings were there, that would have been very effective. But since Hayley does not currently have any Banelings, not yet, he has a Baneling nest, but he doesn't have the Banelings. Those Zerglings got pretty much owned there because they couldn't get their surround around a unit. Zerglings are only very good once they can get a surround around a particular unit that they're after, or a group of units. Otherwise, you're gonna only have like 3 out of the 4, you know, 3 out of like 20 Zerglings attacking, because only 3 of them can fit through a certain gap, like here. So yeah, that makes them really useless in that situation. Got investors. This is interesting. I wonder how they're going to be used. I guess that's how they're going to be used. They're going to get instantly killed. All the Banelings are coming in there. Look at this! Oh, wow. That really helped against the MM ball there, to be honest. This is MMM. Nothing unusual by the Terran player. Medic, Marines, and Medivacs. Rather, Marine, Marauder, and Medivac. There you go. He's also got a couple of Vikings to boot. But Banelings are always a good solution to the whole ball of mass ground units that are going to be supported by Medivacs, because Medivacs can't really heal up Marines and Marauders too quickly when they get smashed on and blown up by Banelings, because Banelings damages are rather instant, obviously, whereas Medivacs are better with dealing with damage over time rather than explosive instant damage. So let's have a look here. What have we got going on here? Another spire is being made. At some point that spire... Oh no, I'm wrong there, sorry. It just looked that way. I thought a spire got killed and I missed that. I was like, what the hell? No, it's actually upgrading into a greater spire. So when it's upgrading, it sort of goes back to its original building form. So that's weird. But okay, I'll accept that. I'll live with that. Got 2 evolution chambers, which is what typical Zergs usually get, so they can upgrade their abilities much quicker, because it takes a long time. It takes about 160 seconds, yes, to get an upgrade. So if you only had the 1 evolution chamber, that's going to take a while. Oh, this could be a nice little bit of damage here by the Banelings. Are they going to put in much damage? Yes, they do. They completely slice through all of those Marine and Marauders. And Vikings are going to be going down. That was a waste of Vikings there, really bringing them down. That was way too late. Takes a couple of seconds to bring them down from flight form, so he should have just brought them back up into flight form. They can pretty much immediately go into flight form from ground form.